podcast arise.
Hello everyone and welcome to AppliEpisode 16 of LostinTranslationmon. I'm May.
And I'm Jay.
And this week we watched The Message That Transcends Time, the truth behind the Appli driver.
Or the massage that transcends time, the truth behind the Appli driver.
Thank you. You sound like Microsoft Sam whenever you do that.
The Appli driver.
TNT, watch me explode.
Shia Liebauf.
Shia Liebauf. What were your favourite bits?
Okay, my favorite bits were my favorite bit altogether was when Timon stopped time and it did the world thing from JoJo for like half a second.
You marked out to that.
And then he explained, then I had 5 cups of tea. And then the last one was a bit tasteless. And then Astra, because he does tea ceremonies and stuff, was like, you can't reuse tea leaves that many times!
Because of course he would be, and I'm really Astra's warming to me. And also, did you
Aren't
notice...
you warming to him?
Okay, yeah, no, I meant that. His personality is I like his personality more. Did you notice that during this episode, Eri didn't say, I'm going to Dokkan punch you?
She never said it, and she was a better character for it.
But she didn't say much.
It's true.
I feel like Eri had like 3 lines.
But to be fair, there are episodes where Haru has nothing to say either.
Also, I like the part when Ash is like, I kind of not want to do that. And then Haru says, will you? Won't you? And Astra says, of course I will. So he was tricked into it because of his catchphrase.
And then he held the devil horns and he was leaning back. And he kept leaning back and then he overbalanced and fell over like a derp.
I love him now, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good now.
I mean, like, in the way that you like that floppy dog. That like is the biggest idiot around, but it's adorable.
Yeah, it's like your dog Miller.
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, but like
he's not Miller though. She's the best.
Yeah, she is the best though. But I really didn't like Astra in his first few episodes, and it's only until recently when his catchphrase, he's used it in context. It's not just him screaming it, which it was for the first few episodes of Astra. Also,
you want him to be like. You want his, like, personality show through, not his like, YouTube personality, right? I think that's the both Eri and Astra get way better when they act like normal people, which is great.
I really like when, Astra's being his normal self, but then something relevant to something he would know about because he's got that big estate. Like, about the writing, and he'll suddenly be, like, almost a different person. Because this is still him. He is that wacky, will I, won't I, of course I will guy. And he's also, he's very serious and he's next in line to inherit this estate, basically. And I really like that. He's got all these, cultural things that the other characters sort of forget that he has until every so often he's like, you can't reuse tea that many times. I'm really starting to like Astra because he's more than just, a screaming baby that I thought he was going to be.
So we found out kind of where the Appli drives came from. This it's a better explanation than what's his name? The big blue cloud holy beast?
The Zulongmon?
Yeah, him just in O2 saying, we kinda gave them to you.
Yeah.
And then we just appeared them in your hands.
Now, this was good backstory. It reminded me a lot of Tamers. But, it wasn't so much like, oh, this is just Tamers. It was like, oh, I can see that they've grabbed bits from Tamers.
It reminded you a lot of Tamers because there was that guy who, there was discussion of inventing artificial intelligence, and then he made the bad guy. I mean, Shibumi and stuff made Digimon in general, but they also made the D-Reaper, who is the bad guy. So, it's all a hubris of man story.
Yeah, but I really liked how... While it was sort of like Tamers, I felt like I liked this explanation better. Like, the Tamers one always seemed like it was too much information, but at the same time, not enough.
Well, it didn't really make sense how they got, the D-Arcs and stuff. That was still random.
Yeah, they said, oh, yeah, but then Shibumi even said, oh, well, I guess we kind of designed them, but I never thought they would see them.
But they transformed out of other technology. They just want you to forget that.
These ones were given to the characters by the remnants of the good artificial intelligence that Leviathan grew from.
It tells you exactly what their purpose is. It's not like they wash around and they got these things, okay, Leviathan's bad, so you should fight it because it's bad. No, you've been given these things to explicitly fight Leviathan. It is all part of the plot, and you are instruments of that.
Like the D3s were given to the children to fight Ken.
Yeah, except sort of.
Yeah, well, that's what I think that's either what they were told or it's said in supplement material. But no, I really liked that. Oh, I just remember another thing that I really liked that was in the first less than a minute of the show. And Haru says, "Oh, by the way, my Appli drive spoke to me a few weeks ago." And the kids go, "What? Why did you tell us?" And Haru's like, "Oh, I kind of forgot."
I was really busy, so I mean,
Yeah, because the last episode and the episode before, I was waiting for him to say, "Oh, by the way, guys," but that never happened. And I was like, "Okay, is this just?" Because you know how sometimes when there's filler in between plot,
when the filler could be literally totally removed, and if you actually didn't watch them, it would be as if nothing changed.
I mean, the one with Talamon wasn't filler, but he didn't mention during that time. But you know how sometimes when episodes come out, it's almost like they're in a weird order? Like Pokemon, for example. They get the Togepi egg.
Yeah.
And they don't see it in the next episode or the episode after, and it only comes back when it's relevant.
I'm more thinking of the classic I've always thought of is, like, there are some full seasons of Naruto like that.
Oh yeah, and you can remove like 50 episodes or
like,
something.
I distinctly remember that the whole Naruto team went to this place where there was this one ninja who had the special glass technique, and they had control over glass, and it was a really big deal and shown to be incredibly powerful and unfairly powerful. And then they finished that story and they left. And it was never brought up again, and things picked up from exactly where they were.
Yeah.
And if you had gone, no one ever mentions it ever again, no one learned anything, no one got anything. So, if you watched the last episode before that happened, and the first episode after it happened, it's as if zero time passed.
So it's almost like a non-canon movie, like Hurricane Touchdown, arguably, because that just happened and no one ever addressed it afterwards.
Pretty much.
And the adventure movie.
Sort of, except that Digimon's even worse in that respect, in that, like, if you imagine the movies are canon, then it hurts the rest of the show. At least this, if that is or is not canon, does not change anything.
Yeah, it's also part of the show.
Or Bleach is my favorite, which I'm sure I've talked about a bajillion times, which is the, okay. Same deal with Naruto, we're in a new place, there's a new guy with a new power, it's really unfair, we have to beat that. But the one guy who has different powers to us, but who's in the team, he has to lose his powers because he would instantly win this fight.
Oh.
So we'll leave him back home, and he'll have his own little story arc in the back about how he gets his powers back, but also better now so that he'll have kept up with us.
Oh.
Even though we advance because we beat this guy in our filler arc.
You know what
that happens like 3 times. One time it's that he lost his self-confidence and he got it back. The next time his dad gave him an artifact, and the third time, I don't know, some other stuff happened.
Why does that remind me of a campaign, like a D&D campaign, where someone just says, I have to go on holidays, make up some reason why I can't be there anymore.
Yeah, it's a little like that.
But also, I want to be the same, like I'm going away for a few months, don't stop the campaign, but just level my character up.
Yeah, the character comes back and the DM's like, so, you got the holy artifact of Bijumamon. That's probably a Digimon by now. There's
Probably.
a bunch of thousands of them.
Well, there's Bihumon.
Wow, amazing. So, yeah, you got Cthulhu's amulet, and it basically, everyone leveled up twice, so it gives you the benefit of leveling up twice. Also, it can never be removed from you, and it can't be dispelled, and let's all just forget it's there. Just put your level up twice.
But that's what that sounds like. But anyway, what I was saying was, I was expecting them to say, okay, he's just going to mention that, and no one's going to bat an eyelid and say, oh, okay, cool.
That was like, what? How could you not mention this to us?
But Haru, being the cinnamon roll that he is, just says, I forgot. I'm just like, okay, I love Haru so much. I love this show.
No, but he's not. He's just like, we were really busy. Like, stuff was happening. Christmas.
I was like, oh, it was after Christmas. But yeah, he's had New Year's.
And
then we had the Teller one episode. Well, I called the episode Terra Teller.
Why?
Well, what I'm trying to do now with my episode titles is that I've decided to try and name them what the dub would name them.
Oh, you're trying to think of bad pun names?
But I'm really sad because I wanted to call
Also be Teller Terror.
Okay. But the episode 13, which is the Christmas episode, I wanted to call The Glitch That Stole Christmas. But that was already, someone already said that, and I was like, okay, I don't want to steal your idea.
No, it's done, it's on.
It was First Agent, and I was like, oh, okay.
No, it's done, it's perfect.
But no.
We're stealing it.
No, we're not stealing it.
We are thieving it! Grab it with both hands and run before they can catch you!
But yeah, that's my new fun little game for myself, because I was really... Because it's easy to come up with a title when we talk for like 2.5 hours about the episode, but we're only talking about for 20 minutes. There's not a lot of time to like come up with wacky things. So yeah.
This one's called No Time to Explain.
That's a good one.
Yeah!
No, that's a good one. No, okay, I was going to actually...
Because it's all exposition?
No, I was going to reference the Shibumi episode, which was called... I forgot what it was called.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
I know that there's an episode called Zulongmon Explains It All, so I was gonna call it Taimon Explains It All, but your idea's better.
It is.
Yeah, no time to explain. Okay, alright. But yeah, so I liked a lot of this episode. I'm continually impressed by the fact that Appmon keep on, when I'm about to question something that could be a plot hole or just a little thing that's a bit weird, Appmon explains it and references it, or a child would say, hey, what about this thing?
I honestly think that their script-making process is, they write the script like they would any Digimon script, and then they take it to a 12-year-old child, and they read them the basic elements step by step of what happens. And they say, okay, and then Haru tells them, he's out once things spoke to him, and the child goes, just instantly, and they always take the feedback and just like, why didn't he mention it before?
I feel like that must be it, because sometimes they're just so spot on, and I feel like it's very clever. Like,
it's always exactly when you would ask the question, because they didn't avoid you asking the question, right? They wrote the plot hole. But then, the moment it comes up again, and the question would be asked, they're like, oh yeah, we know about it.
It's great.
Which is great. I like that.
It's something I really love about Appmon, because so many times in Digimon, they've just not explained something, or just something has happened, and I'm just like, okay, can we have some explanation, or that makes no sense, we just contradicted that in like a previous episode, and they explain it, and they explain why it's that case. I'm like, that is beautiful. Thank you, Appmon. I thought you were going, like, whenever I explain, because someone will say, so is there a new season of Digimon besides Try? And they say, yeah, it's Appmon. I explain Appmon to them, and they said, that sounds really dumb. And I'm like,
really
it does. It sounds so dumb. It does.
There are some concepts that sound really awful, just like on paper. But like, the best example is video games, I guess. Like, what's Pac-Man? He goes around a maze and eats dots.
Yep.
And you're like, I don't know, is that fun? And I gotta ask the 80s.
Yeah, and asteroids and Snake and all those simple things. But
Snake's awesome!
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a simple concept. You go around and get things until you don't hit yourself. Right?
Until you don't hit yourself.
Until you don't hit yourself. That was English.
Never stop not stopping.
Never stop not stopping. Never stop not hitting yourself. But
Stop not hitting yourself. Stop not hitting yourself.
And I'm very impressed with Appmon, and it's really hard. It's getting really hard for me to explain to people. This is probably one of the best seasons of Digimon besides Try. And people just, maybe they haven't watched Try, but I'll say, this is the best season of Digimon. It's like, no, I don't think that's right. That sounds really stupid.
You're like, do you remember Tamers? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, that's garbage in comparison.
Oh, yeah, no. I think it's because they've learnt from Tamers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, yeah, I just really like Appmon. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you. And if I was a little child who this is aimed for, I would love this even more. And I just love the opening, and I have so many favourite bits. Do you have any more favourite bits? Because I think, like, I'm just going to repeat myself.
I think we've covered the basic elements of it. I mean, there's the whole... I think Haru's grandfather being a big yelly weirdo is quite funny.
Oh, and the fact that he has the same hair, like that, he has that cowlick.
He has the cowlick, yeah.
That means are Eri and Haru related?
No, because Astra has it too.
I think it's just the protagonist.
Yeah,
thing.
all the main characters have it.
Also, I'm glad that he doesn't have green hair, and he clearly got the green hair from his mother.
Yeah. Because he's the dad's dad. That'd be weird if all the members of the family had green hair. Yeah,
and that's usually what anime does. They say, the kid has pink hair, so their mum and dad will both have pink hair. I mean, sure, genetics, would happen if someone had pink hair, but I just feel like, I don't know, it's still possible if one of them has that colour hair, and he's just a normal-looking dude, except for the
I would really
cowlick.
like it if they said that Aries' hair is dyed, and they showed you, like, what she looked like naturally, and it was like, and she's naturally just, like, I don't know,
brunette or something, yeah.
And, like, one episode, she's, like, having a breakdown, and she's brunette now, and they're like, what is this?
Yeah, like she forgot to dye it, like she's getting her roots and she's freaking out.
Oh no!
Also, I guess I don't have any more, like, favourite bits. Negatives, I guess?
The only negative I can really think of is first of all, the grandfather's name.
I have mine.
Because he's like a Digimon.
Would you like to hear mine?
My other one is...
I think it's the same.
When he's like, verbally assaulting the other American artificial intelligence guys. And he's like, I really love artificial intelligence! I will call you Mikun, and I will call you Min-san! And, like, you can see them both just look at him,
Yeah.
like, who is this weird, small
They
Japanese
probably don't
man?
speak Japanese. They're probably just being screamed at in a foreign
Yeah,
language.
they never speak. So it is implied that he's actually yelling at them in Japanese. Because they will try... I don't know if Digimon does it. I think Tamers did. But they will try to make them speak English.
Oh no, they're doing they did in Adventure in Hurricane Touchdown.
Yeah. But I don't know if they've ever done it in Appmon. I don't think so.
No.
But,
Wait,
they
can't
would
remember.
try that. But they didn't. He walks up and just says... He speaks tons of Japanese. And he's short. He's wearing a big, bright suit. And it's only 11 years after World War II.
Yep. And there was some really imagery of, I guess, Hitler, kind of.
That did happen.
Yeah,
because
and
that
that
was around the time.
Yeah, and then they had...
It was about Alan Turing.
Alan Turing, yeah. No, I thought that was kind of, like, artistic, but in a way it didn't look like...
It doesn't suit Appmon at all.
It didn't look the same style. It looked like a different anime for, like, 5 seconds. And that was... I mean, I appreciate it. I found it was interesting. Like, oh, yeah, he's explaining what the time frame was like and what had just happened.
No, but, like, I feel like if you go, okay, it's 1956, artificial intelligence has just begun, and if you say the words... World War II happened a while ago and Alan Turing or whatever. You can say that, that's fine. But I just don't think overt references to the Nazis really has a place in the show. Especially when it's really out of the way like this.
It's also pretty deep. Like, I don't know.
It's just a really weird thing. Like, I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm just saying it's strange.
Well, I'm surprised that my negative was not your negative.
What was it?
Dokomon farting to show the dust.
Oh, I forgot.
That was
Oh, that was
dumb.
dust? I thought that was just gas.
No, because Gatchmon just marked on the floor and said, oh, no one's been here for a long time. And then Dokomon farts, and the fart sort of pushes the gas.
I
and
had
really
honestly
embarrassed.
forgotten that part even happened. Because it's so minor and such a nothing.
Well, that was my only negative. I liked everything about this.
Yeah, I know you did.
Even him yelling at Japanese to the American men. I found that funny. Like, it just shows this man is very eccentric. He's just going to start screaming, and he's calling these people, and basically just went up to them and said, "You are now my best friends."
Also, I like that the Leviathan I thought that, it'd be cooler if they're going to have Minerva turn into Leviathan, that, like, the symbol should be closer. But I think that if they, if they're going to do the thing, at least they've got, like, Minerva's left eye turned into the dot in Leviathan, which is pretty cool still. And yeah, that's all.
Favorite character?
It's always going to be Gatchmon or Haru.
Mine's Astra in this episode. I just really like how he was tricked into his own catchphrase to do something he didn't want to do, and then he fell over.
No, my favorite was Timon, because he had all those cups of tea.
Oh yeah, no, okay, Taimon's great. I love Taimon.
And he was like, it's truth time. It's revelation time.
No, he was such an anime character. I
He's
say
a
about this
wrestler.
anime. Yeah, he was a wrestling anime character. I love
And he
him
was
so
the
much.
world from JoJo.
I love. Maybe it was like a super reference to that.
Zavoldo. I'm sure they've taken they've looked at the design and said that's our time guy.
I really like these episodes. This episode. I'm just saying these episodes. I really like this episode. And thank you for making me like Astra. I'm so glad, because I wouldn't want to, put up with 50 episodes of me just hating this character.
That's okay.
I like him more than Eri now, because Eri doesn't really have so much of a personality besides is an idol and wants to punch people.
No, but he's also gentle. She's also really nice.
Okay, no, I like that, but we haven't seen that for a while, and we haven't
She
seen it in
takes
new
her
ways.
shoes off because she's
Okay.
polite.
Okay, no, I really like that.
Oh, it's so cute.
And she has glasses normally?
Yeah, she needs them to see, like you.
Yeah, I should be wearing my glasses. And I guess this brings us on to miscellaneous bits.
I don't know what that means. We talked about everything.
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered these
There
this
was
episode.
a fart.
There was a fart. This episode I think we've covered probably more excitedly than the other episodes, because it's just...
It feels like they know what
good.
they're doing again. Because, they didn't Google how to defeat time, but the fight was interesting because they were like, okay, it's Timon, what does he do? Well, he stopped time, he punched Gatchmon 3 times, and then he had 5 cups of tea. And then that was all to teach him something. Imagine if this guy was an enemy. You couldn't do anything to him.
No, that is cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they will defeat him. But, okay, here's a miscellaneous bit. I am frustrated.
They should Google search and locate where he will be. And then set bombs.
I'm just frustrated because they have the Appmon that make Timemon with them. I mean, they don't know, obviously. But they have Calendarmon and they have Watchimon. And they appgatai to Timemon.
Yeah, but they don't know.
I know, though.
You'd think they'd spend a day just combining all of the chips to see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I do in the game. I found out a lot of things that I should not be... I found out...
Did you want to do that? Is this like the Royal Rumble?
What?
You just look at things and you regret it.
Yeah.
Then you know the future.
I opened Snapchat and I cried a little bit.
The hubris of time and man.
No. And on to ranking. Even though I really like this episode, I've still only put it underneath episode 3, which was the RoleplayMon episode. So it is ranked at... Number 5.
I actually like this episode more now that we've talked about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually liking it more, so I feel like... Do I put it above even the Telemon episode? Because that was a good episode, but I feel like I like this one better.
I don't know. You do what you want.
I'm putting it...
It's your stupid ranking.
I'm putting it number 2. I'm putting it number 2.
It's your terrible system.
Okay, I put it at number 2 because I really like this episode, but it's still not as good as the Kyamaramon Halloween scandal. Because, well, Kyamaramon's the best. I love him.
Kyamaramon.
Alright everyone, join us on the next episode of Fringe. Eri is multiplying by copy-paste. Reclaim the stage of dreams. You can contact us and stay updated. You can email us at LostinTranslationmon@gmail.com, or you can comment on this episode or message us on SoundCloud. You can follow us on @TranslationMon on Twitter, and you can find us on LostinTranslationmon on Tumblr, Facebook and YouTube. We have a discussion thread on With the Will and a Reddit thread in the Appmon subreddit. And we'd really appreciate it if you were to review us on iTunes and or Stitcher.
And thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Krieger, who has a podcast called The Moncast, which talks about Pokemon and Digimon. Stevie is also Stevie on YouTube, and it's linked in the description. Wu Qinglong, who you can find at twitch.tv/Wu Qinglong. Metal Mummymon, Joe, Anime Guy, who's Anime Guy Kurosaki and the number 1 on YouTube. Chuckmon, Ishmael Bamba, Hirolado, who is at Hirolado on Twitter. Jason Morosky, Ryuchi, who is Frost Magic on Archive of Our Own. Stephen Reeves, who is at WildBlink64. Kaidawashi, Mac, Noam, Riku, Red and Garen from Breakfast with Digimon, which is another Digimon podcast. Chisai, who you can follow at Chisai236 on Tumblr. Corey, Kyle, the Lady Bugman, whose blog you can read about anime on baguburagu.wordpress.com, and Smile Wolfie.
You can also make a one-off donation on PayPal, which can be found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Edgemon. Make sure to listen to us for the podcast. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Goodbye!
君の